Okay, we are recording, and I'm going to put it on speaker view. Perfect. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kelly Farrar. I am a qualifying national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. And if you don't know what the Juice Plus Company is, that's okay. Hopefully, after this call, you'll have a better idea. But we are just a group of people who are really on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. And one way in which we do that is to really provide high level education, provide people with solutions on how they can, just kind of take their health and raise the bar a little bit. But I know tonight we're really going to kind of put a spotlight on families and families that have the desire to get healthier, moms and dads that may be kind of like fighting the battle at the dinner table with picky eaters and kids that just kind of like sit like this and stare at their broccoli. I was that child, and I'm not that adult today, but I was that child years ago. And when my kids were younger, I was starting to raise those types of eaters too. And I found a solution, and I'm going to kind of talk about that solution tonight. But what I want to do first is I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to kind of take us on a little bit of a brief journey around kind of where kids and adults are today in regards to their health, where they're headed tomorrow, what are some of the causes for where we're at, and then most importantly, what are some of the solutions. And then I'm going to introduce some really special people in my life, some moms who are also on a mission like I am, to help families get healthier. And but let me share my screen and we will get started. Okay. Okay, perfect. So tonight we are going to talk about healthy starts for families. And this, little mini presentation is designed to inspire you and your whole family to really get healthy together. Because sometimes I'll see like, maybe a mom or a dad who's kind of taken on the mission to get healthy. But it's just it's easier when you're in this journey together. So when my family, oh my gosh, almost 18 years ago, decided to kind of pop into our own little personal mission of getting healthier, it just made sense that my husband and I, and our two girls who at the time were 3 and 5, they didn't really necessarily have a say because they were so young. We just kind of decided to kind of make subtle changes in our lifestyle that led to really big results. Um, so if you're popping on, just go ahead and mute out your line. That would be so appreciated. Thank you so much. But I want to begin kind of just painting the reality of what disease is, and more importantly, what control we have. So 75% of chronic diseases are preventable with good nutrition. So sometimes the solution to some of our biggest health challenges actually lies at the end of our fork. The food choices that we're making, the amounts of food that we're eating, like when we look at our plate, is half of it covered with fruits and vegetables, or is half of it or more than half of it covered with kind of empty calories? So the secret really lies in our control and can begin at the end of our fork. 1 in 2 people born today will get cancer in their lifetime, and to me that's just unacceptable. Cancer is something, like we just said, 75% of diseases are preventable. Cancer falls into that category. And children are, definitely at risk for cancer, because of the level of toxicity that's just in their world today. And when I say their world, it could be air that they're breathing, the water that they're drinking, the food that they're eating. It's just, it's heavily made with chemicals, foods, chemicals I can't even pronounce. I do a lot of speaking in schools, and I always say to kids, do yourself a favor, turn, that box around or that bag around or that can around and just look at the ingredients. And if you're questioning what is that, that's a red flag. That's something that you want to kind of stop and ask yourself, can I make a better decision? And the quality of our food is really decreasing, particularly in our fruits and vegetables. And that has a lot to do with just how agriculture is today versus how it might have been when our grandparents were growing up and our great grandparents were growing up. And I'm really proud to say I'm a partner with a company that's kind of taken agriculture back and turned it back to how it used to be, producing, vine ripened, clean, nutritionally dense food that's chemical free. So minimally, children should be eating 7 to 9 or more servings of raw vine ripened fruits and vegetables every day. We as adults, on the low end, it's 9 to 13 servings and can go as high as 18 or more. The great way to know kind of where you fall and how many servings of raw fruits and vegetables you should be eating every day, the more active you are, the more you should be eating. It just comes down to fruits and vegetables, more matters. When I grew up as a child, it was always five fruits and vegetables a day. And they've gotten away from that campaign because it's just not enough. Dr. David Katz, who is a physician I highly respect, he's actually a preventative medicine specialist. And when I saw this quote for the first time, it really rattled me to the core, that this may be the first generation of children to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And I just find that completely and utterly unacceptable. We have the power to make this a non-reality quote. So if you just joined us, welcome. We just would love for you to go ahead and mute out your line. So the solution really does lie in eating real food. And real food is really just defined by something that's grown in nature. Something that's, grown through natural resources like soil and water and sun and, not chemicals, not anything that's trying to advance the production or, genetically modify, the plant. It's just real raw food. The challenge that lies in this philosophy of eating real raw food is that most children and adults alike don't. And they don't for a number of different reasons, whether it's taste, whether it's texture, whether it's not having access to variety. But the good news is there is a solution. And I looked at Juice Plus as a solution, because what Juice Plus is just raw fruits and vegetables in capsules or a soft chew form. So when I looked at what was in Juice Plus, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I've ever had a bilberry. I definitely can tell you I'm not going to eat parsley raw. I look at some of the ingredients that are in Juice Plus and I can't access them. I live in New Hampshire. And I don't have access to these foods on a regular basis because in the Northeast, we're not growing papayas, and we're not growing oranges. And some of the foods we're growing seasonally. So I love that I get to bridge my body's nutritional gap every single day with herbicide, pesticide, fungicide-free, non-GMO food. And the best part, and this was so important to me when I learned about Juice Plus, is that children can receive it for free. I don't know about your family, but when I learned about Juice Plus, my family was definitely on a budget. I was an at-home mom, very proud to be an at-home mom. So I gave up my corporate America salary. And, living off of one income as a family of four in today's world has its challenges. And, the solution to how could we, bring Juice Plus in abundance into our family lied in being able to give it to our kids for free. And I love that. And the reason we can give our kids free Juice Plus is because the company offers this generous program called Healthy Starts for Families. Excuse me. And what the Healthy Starts for Families program allows is for children between the ages of 4 all the way through 26-year-old full-time college students the ability to receive Juice Plus fruits and vegetables, either in capsules or soft chews, for free for 4 years. Now, there's not a lot of companies out there that give away a lot for free, but something like quality food for free for 4 years, I mean, it's like unheard of. And, so my girls were 3 and 5 when I learned about Juice Plus. They're now, my youngest is turning 18 tomorrow, and my oldest is 20. And, of course, it's so important when they're young to be eating healthy. But I look at my girls now, particularly my daughter who's in college. Oh my gosh, what she is surrounded by as far as like food choices, sickness, stress. And, I'm really, really happy to say, other than some stuffy noses, once last year, once so far this year, she's been really healthy. She's been stressed, but she's been really healthy. And I'm really happy for that because her friends have been falling with, flus and bronchitis and sinus infections. And she's been able to get by because for now 15 years, she's been serving herself well by eating Juice Plus, building her immune system, repairing her DNA, really just bridging those gaps. And, as a mom, that feels so, so, so good. So the Healthy Starts for Families program is really, really designed with busy families in mind. And I'm sure none of you are busy. I always like to say, oh, I'm sure you just lie around all day and eat bonbons. And of course, that's not true. You're super busy. We all are. And getting healthy food in is a challenge for a lot. And Juice Plus is a solution to kind of bridge those gaps. So here's just some of the results of, children and families that are in the Healthy Starts program. And, what I love is overall an incredible 98%, almost 100% of all adults and children that are in the Healthy Starts for Families program are receiving positive benefits. And those benefits can be, from getting sick less, or drinking more water, or for kids, showing an improvement in school. Overall, just happiness and joy, changes in their behavior for the better. So the changes can be very diverse, but they're all moving in the right direction. They're all moving towards a positive, healthy lifestyle. And that feels really, really good. That feels really, really powerful to be able to share this with families, share the opportunity to learn more about what Juice Plus is, what our agricultural practices are. We're the most researched nutritional product of its kind in the world, with 41 completed gold standard research studies to really show what it does do to the physiology of the human body. But research is important. I love it. It's really what I'm able to kind of lean back on. But I love to hear the stories. I love to hear the stories of real people. And tonight it's real moms, some of which are grandmoms, kind of, stepping forward and just sharing with us, their family's journey to better health. And I'm really honored to begin with my very dear friend, Michelle. Michelle is not only a dear friend, she's also a mentor of mine because she too is a partner with the Juice Plus company. And I really am excited for you to hear from Michelle her story of the Healthy Starts for Families program and the impact Juice Plus has had on her family. So Michelle.
Kelly, thank you so much. I'm very excited to share my story. And, you know, I have been on Juice Plus since 1993. And I was fortunate. I really feel so lucky that I was actually involved in this company in 1991. So before Juice Plus came out, I was a Juice Plus partner. Well, it wasn't Juice Plus, but I was a partner with the company. And so I I really wonder where I would be today if I had not been on Juice Plus since 93. And as a result, my family being on Juice Plus. So my kids were 14 and 12 at the time. I have two kids. And my son Donald, he was very good about Juice Plus. When I asked him to take Juice Plus, he started taking Juice Plus right away. My daughter Jackie, on the other hand, was not so receptive. She was a teenager. She was, just a little bit of, butting heads with her mom. And she was also my sickest child. She was always sick. She would get strep throat. She always had the flu. And she was the one that I really wanted to be on Juice Plus, but I could not get her to do it. So her freshman year of college, she went away to college. She was at Northeastern, and she had strep throat and pneumonia. So she was on antibiotics twice in the fall of her freshman year. She came home Christmas, and she said, "Mom, I am so sick of being sick. I will take your stupid Juice Plus." And, she has been on Juice Plus ever since. She's now a registered dietitian. So I'm happy to say that both my son and daughter, they both met their spouses their freshman year of college. And they all got on Juice Plus. So now I now have 4 healthy Juice Plus grandchildren. So they were all on Juice Plus when they got pregnant, had the children, and my grandkids love Juice Plus. The first thing they do when they come over to the house is, where are my gummies? Where's my complete? I make them shakes, and they just chow down on our Tower Garden. That my little 4-year-old granddaughter, she just goes over to the Tower Garden and she just like pulls all the lettuce and the kale and the chard. I mean, it's amazing. So, I just feel so fortunate that they've had all these plant foods in their bodies, since they were conceived and now. And, they're all on a children's study, so they all get their Juice Plus for free. And it's just been an amazing blessing to be, on that road to health. And I take no medications, and I'm a grandmom. So, Juice Plus.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate you sharing, and I love that it's become generational for you and your family. So that's wonderful. Okay, now I would like to introduce my friend, Susan. And Susan herself is a partner with the Juice Plus company, but she began actually on her Juice Plus journey because of, I know, one of her daughters. So Susan, why don't you share your Juice Plus story?
Sure. Thanks, Kelly. I was that person who got introduced to Juice Plus by, my best friend, and then another woman who was a mentor to me for a long time. And I said, I'm fine. We eat just like perfectly fine. Thank you. No. And I said that a number of times. And then I was out in California with my husband on a trip, and I got a phone call from my daughter at her eye doctor's. And she said, "Mom, I'm at this appointment and the doctor wants to talk to you." And my heart dropped. And long and short of it was Chloe had something called uveitis. And before we knew it, we were off to Boston, going to Mass Eye and Ear, reading like scary booklets about ocular inflammatory diseases, and seeing that it was a possibility that she could even lose her eyesight. She was 18 at the time and going off to college. So I called that mentor friend of mine that I had told no a few times, and we had a chat. And that was the beginning of me getting going with Juice Plus and getting Chloe getting her own supply of Juice Plus. And because of the Healthy Starts, I was able to get Chloe's for free. And it's probably 6 years later, and I don't want to leave anybody hanging, but she came through that whole thing really well. She had to be on a low dose chemotherapy drug, which was really terrifying. And I felt really good knowing she was having this nutrition. And she's doing really well. The doctor said to her, this is amazing. Your inflammation is just stabilized. And then there was no new inflammation. And that's not usually the case. And who knows? But I'm just real happy that I finally said yes. And do I have another 30 seconds?
Sure, Susan,
Okay.
no problem.
I just want to share real quick the other little kiddo we were able to have a really wonderful effect on with the health study. So my husband sponsored our grandson, and he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Not Alzheimer's, autism. Autism. And he only pretty much liked white food, bread and pasta and cereal and all of that. And so his mom was very happy to have him add that in, and he willingly just ate those little gummies right up and got a whole bunch more color in his body. So very grateful for that.
That's wonderful. So I mean, it's again, another generational story, and that's truly the power of Healthy Starts for Families. It doesn't just begin in the one generation. It can certainly spread. So thank you so much for sharing that. And now I'm going to pass it over to my friend Rebecca. And I know Rebecca's Healthy Starts for Families program is a newer story that's still developing. That's the beautiful thing about Juice Plus. And when you eat it, for as long as I have, or Susan has, or Michelle has, the benefits just keep compounding. They keep compounding and duplicating. And I know that Rebecca is just kind of stepping into seeing the multitude of benefits. So Rebecca, why don't you share your story?
Thank you, Kelly. So yes, I'm a relative newbie in the world of Juice Plus. My family and I have been eating the products since May of this past year, so not even a year yet. And I'm telling you, the benefits that we have seen have been absolutely life-changing. I was not somebody who needed to be asked a bunch of times. I pretty much was presented with it and said, oh wait, I knew I was deficient. I knew it. And I just jumped right on it, and I said, yeah, my whole family needs to be eating Juice Plus. Even my 16-year-old daughter who says that her favorite food is broccoli and spinach, which I believe her because she eats a lot of it, but I knew it still wasn't enough. So I personally, I had been dropped because I was we're all getting voxed. I had recently had a stroke, and I was dealing with some blood sugar issues. So I really knew that I needed to fill a gap there. So I'll hop over to my daughter again. I was so excited for her to start taking Juice Plus, and the benefits were absolutely phenomenal. She suffers from eczema pretty badly, mostly on her upper body. And just this past year, with in the spring and the summer, in high school, in the 90+ degree weather, I'm seeing her go with these long sleeve shirts because she was just too embarrassed to wear short sleeves. And it totally broke my heart. So we started mid-May. Midway through the summer, all of a sudden, I'm seeing her come out of the house in tank tops. The eczema, I don't even know how to describe it. It just like disappeared. It was awesome. It was awesome. And as a mom, that just like made me feel so good to see my daughter have confidence in the way that she looked again, be able to, go out with her friends and feel confident in a tank top or a short sleeve shirt. Because you know what, although she thought that she was saving embarrassment by having the long sleeves on, all it did is make people say, why do you have long sleeves on? So that has been huge for me. And I know I won't get into my husband and my son because I don't have enough time. I could probably have one of these and talk about all the benefits just in my own family for this entire time. But the other benefit that I have noticed, besides some absolutely amazing increased energy, which because we were so deficient, I probably saw even faster than is normal, is I have been able to lower the medication that I was taking for my diabetes. I'm currently taking a third of what I was taking at this time last year. And I am working with my doc to get the other third taken away. And I don't think that I can even communicate how life-changing that is for me and for my family and for longevity and for just the way that I feel and the confidence that I personally have in my own life going forward. So like I said, it has been a game changer for us. And I'm so happy that I met Kelly and she offered it to me.
Well, I am so blessed to have met you, and it's the power of believing enough in something and sharing it with as many people as we can. I mean, I'm such a firm believer that truly everybody deserves to know that Juice Plus exists, and then they get to choose, if they feel it's right for their family. So I'm so glad that you gave me the opportunity to share. So I'm so happy now to introduce my friend Jessica. Jessica actually lives down in Pennsylvania, and she's a mom of two beautiful, dynamic girls, and I'm excited, Jess, for you to share your Healthy Starts for Families story.
Well, thank you so much. I love that you talk about people, everybody deserves to hear it. I'm really grateful that someone felt that I deserved to hear it. It was about 9 years ago. And it's funny listening to the ages of your children. It seems like they're, ages that those kind of things start to happen. The picky eaters, mine were 4 and 6. At that time, we had such a big need and I was really struggling. I knew they weren't getting enough nutrition into their little bodies. I was having those dinner table fights you referred to earlier, Kel. And they were sick all the time. And they were dubbed wheezers at that time because they hadn't, had the official diagnosis of asthma yet, but they were on bronchodilators and they were on inhaled corticosteroids all the time. They'd been on oral steroids as well. They'd been on multiple rounds of antibiotics. One had multiple ear infections. Another one had this god-awful constipation. Since she was a baby, we would have to go to the ER and get enemas, and it's just awful watching your daughter struggle through that. But she also was one who, since she was a baby, viciously hated veggies and some fruits too. So she wasn't getting the nutrition in that she needed. I knew that, but I couldn't get them to eat it. So at the time, though, I kind of thought this sickness was pretty normal. It was just the way it was going to be because that's the way it was when I grew up. I was a really bad asthmatic when I was growing up, and it's actually why I went into the profession that I did. I went into the respiratory care profession because somebody that was a respiratory therapist made a difference for me when I was younger, and I wanted to pay that forward. But I didn't realize that this solution that someone cared enough to share with me was going to make such a big difference for us, or that nutrition played such a part in it, because it wasn't anything I had really heard before that it would really change things for us, that game changer that I heard Rebecca say. but I just wanted to protect my girls and keep them healthy with like every ounce of my being. And also at that time, I had another friend that I respect tremendously in the medical field recommend what we call our plant powders to me. And for that, I'll be so grateful to her as well. I mean, she shared with me, she spoke my language because I'm in the field of the medical field. So every hospital I've ever worked at has based all of its protocols on, on research-based medicine. It was like the gold standard, what we did. So when she spoke to me about that research, I know, Kelly, you said you like the stories, but I'm that girl that likes the science. And when she told me what the research said, and then I went and read all the articles, I just thought, you know what, it's not going to hurt them. And, we might as well give it a try. But also there's one other thing that happened. My 4-year-old sat there and ate the chews right in front of me then. And she said, oh, she just got 20 different fruits and vegetables in. And when you said bilberry, I started to laugh because I didn't even know what a bilberry was. I had to go look it up when I was like, I don't even know what they're eating, let alone that it's getting in them. So anyway, I'm just really glad that we gave it a try because I thought, what if this is the last thing that I have to try? What if this is it? So I knew it wouldn't hurt them. Because again, I would voraciously protect them at any cost. I didn't want anything to hurt them. So, but since then, fast forward 9 years now that we've been on it, my girls have not needed their inhalers. One stopped Miralax forever, thank goodness, because of course all those studies came out. I probably shouldn't be saying the brand name, but anyway, the other one doesn't have the ear infections anymore. And it was funny, one summer she stopped taking it. She got an ear infection. She's never had another one since because she's never stopped taking it again. And the craziest thing is that research that I read, it all explains why that happened. But how did I never connect those dots before? That the nutrition was the piece that was missing. So, if you have that research mind, you can read the research or connect with whoever invited you here. But I just couldn't believe it, though, even when I read it, until I saw it with my own 2 girls. And I know that they will have that, our genetics make us up that we might be prone to wheezing or asthma, and there may be something crazy that triggers them somewhere. But so far, they've been good, and I'm grateful for that. And they didn't lead that life that I led. That was mainly based growing up in hospitals and in and out and sick all the time. They're tremendous athletes. I mean, these health benefits we found were, it just met that need that we had tenfold. It was our game changer. My girls are now 12 and 14, which Michelle, that's what you said that was when your kids were introduced, but they've had it in their bodies all this time. They're strong, they're healthy, they're athletes, and they know the importance of making healthy choices, and they share it with their friends now too, which I love. They take our little packets to school and everybody's like, can I have one? Can I have one? Especially in this season, right? But it made a profound impact on all of our lifestyles, our health, and it's actually why I'm here with you today, because I just can't get over how easy it was when I was struggling and how simple the solution was. And I just can't stop talking about it. So Kelly, thank you for inviting me to join you to share.
You are so welcome. And you can just feel the passion of these moms and grandmoms, just sharing so beautifully from their heart. And I thank each and every one of you for sharing your beautiful stories. So, if you heard something tonight that just piqued your interest, really tugged at your heartstrings, really made you say, oh my God, that's me, that's my life, that's my child, get with the person who invited you to be on this Zoom tonight, or if you're watching it in recording form, just connect with the person because they invited you for a reason. They invited you because they care about you, they care about your family, they care about your health, and maybe, just maybe, this might be a solution for you. So thank you so much for carving out some time to join us tonight. We so appreciate you. I'm just going to stop the recording, but thank you. Have an incredible, incredible night.